Welcome back to another video. In today's video, you're going to have a look at the iPhone 7 and decide whether it's worth picking up in 2019. So let's get started. Now, the iPhone 7 was released in 2016. That makes it 2 years old right now. The one I currently have is a 128GB iPhone 7 in jet black. So there she is. Now, this was the color which was known for very easily scratching. It used to get scratched really easily, used to get scuffed really easily. But y'all may be wondering how mine is still in pristine condition. Well, the thing is, this isn't the original housing. Actually, the original one was completely scuffed up. So I decided to get a brand new housing for it, and she looks pristine. In my frank opinion, the jet black is the best color Apple has ever made for an iPhone, but it's a shame that you cannot get the jet black from Apple when you buy this phone brand new anymore because of that scratching issue. You can still pick up the iPhone 7 from Apple, but you will get it in matte black, rose gold, gold, and silver. Now, coming to design, it's nothing great in 2019. It's not dated, but it looks a bit bland. And the front just looks like an iPhone 6. The rear, you can't quite make out whether it's an iPhone 7, especially if you got it in a case. So, but overall feel in the hand is really good. Obviously, it's an iPhone, so A+ for build quality. Next, let's come up to software. It started on iOS 10. Right now, it's on iOS 12. So I'm sure you can expect at least 2 to 3 years more of support on this device, because the A10 Fusion chip is still a beast. It's still a champ. There's no way Apple is going to let go of support so easily for this, because the same chip is used in the 2017 iPad Pro. So there's no way Apple is dropping support for this. So you'll be covered with software. Since it's running the latest iOS 12, you can download all the apps, all the games in the App Store, including all the AR apps. So no issues with applications and iOS at all. In terms of day-to-day performance, iOS 12 has been really great on the iPhone 7. No slowdowns at all. Everything opens nice and quick. Things are nice and fast. Animations are nice and quick. So overall, I'm really happy with the way iOS 12 is performing. The current version I'm running is 12.2 on this device. Let me just confirm that. There we go, 12.2. Now, looking at battery life, well, if you buy the iPhone 7 brand new from Apple, I'm sure you can get through the entire day. But if you're buying that used, make sure your battery health is at a decent capacity. Mine is at 96%. I'm quite able to make it through the day, but almost by the end of the day, you might have to just plug it back in to give it up a boost. But it completely depends on usage. I cannot show you my usage because I haven't used the device a lot. I've just brought it out for this review. So I cannot speak a lot on battery life, but overall it's pretty decent. If you want really great battery life, I suggest getting the iPhone 7 Plus. Now, coming to the camera, it's a 12 megapixel rear camera, and it's got quad LED flash there, and it's got a 7 megapixel front camera. In terms of the camera features, pretty much standard, nothing new. The camera maxes out at 4K at 30 FPS. The camera takes really nice photos. I'll put in the photos right now. Hello everyone, hope you like the photos. So now let's get back. Let's talk about practicality and is it worth picking up in 2019 right now. In terms of the feature set, you do miss out the headphone jack. So make sure if you're someone who's really highly invested in headphones that require the headphone jack, remember that the iPhone 7 does not have the headphone jack. Although you might get it in the box if you buy it new from Apple. I'm really not sure on that because Apple does not include the headphone jack in the new XS, XS Max, and the XR. So I'm really not sure whether they still do include it for the iPhone 7. So I'm really not sure about that, but I know that you can still, it used to come when the iPhone 7 came out brand new, but right now I'm not sure if Apple has made any changes to that. Well, if you lose out the headphone jack dongle, it's about £9 here in the UK. Also now, if you're picking up this phone brand new from Apple, it's going to run you for £49, which is pretty decent given what the device offers and how old it is. But you can just trade in another device and drop the value even further, making the iPhone 7 still a good bargain, and a really, it's got a bang for your buck. I mean, you can get it, it still holds a lot of value out of what you're paying for it. You still have the Apple A10 chip, and the camera is a great, performance is great, battery life is decent. It's still going to get software updates for the next 2-3 years. So I don't see any issues with it. Obviously no 5G, it's still at 4G LTE, that's it. Also, yeah, 3D touch, so 10R users, no 3D touch on the 10R. Also, the home button is not the mechanical button, so it's a Taptic Engine button. Mine currently doesn't function, that's why you see the on-screen home button right there. So you get the Taptic Engine home button and Touch ID 2nd generation. Overall, iPhone 7 is still going pretty strong in 2019, and it'll be a great entry-level device for anyone who's just trying to get into iOS right now. I'm not saying that it's cheap or something like that. It's still a really high-value device and is still able to compete with the latest iPhones out there. Obviously, yes, you cannot compare the camera of the iPhone 7 to the latest ones, but still it's pretty good. Overall, let me just show you the Geekbench scores. Obviously, Geekbench doesn't tell you everything, but those of you out there who want to know the scores, here they are: 3402 on single core and 5568 on the multi-core. Compared to the average device, it's slightly higher, and multi-core is a little bit lower. But those are your results from Geekbench. So that's it, guys. In my frank opinion, yes, the iPhone 7 is still worth in 2019, and it'll be a great device if you're looking to pick up an entry-level iPhone 7, which is still really quick, still ensures your software updates for the future, still got a great camera, decent battery, and pretty much a really good value, a bang for your buck. So that's the end of the video. I hope you liked the video, guys. Do like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And another thing, for those of you who are planning to buy this phone used, just make sure to be known that the iPhone 7 does have this audio IC issue. So you will know that it's a symptom wherein you can get into voice memos, and the record button will be grayed out, so you cannot click record. Your speakers will not function, so that's another symptom, and the device takes a really long time to boot up, and overall it's kind of slowish, it's kind of sluggish. So those are symptoms for audio IC, and I'm sorry, but that's a board level issue. And if you get stuck with an iPhone 7 with the board level issue, you're going to be in big trouble. So I highly recommend, even when you're buying used, make sure it's not an iPhone 7 that has got the audio IC issue. So that's it, guys. I'll see you in my next one.